Vikings were quite the travelers. From the 8th to 11th centuries, they journeyed throughout Europe, the North Atlantic, and to North America, exploring, trading, and plundering villages along the way. And they did it all without GPS. So how did they do it? Part of their success came from the technology they used. For instance, as Davy Cooper of the Shetland Amenity Trust told the BBC, their ships were designed for speed, to carry the maximum number of men, and to go a fair way up river systems. He continued by adding, the shape of the boat meant it created bubbles on the edge of the planks. To all intents and purposes, a Viking ship rides on a cushion of air and has far less resistance in water. The Vikings built many types of boats, like their longboats used for raiding and warfare, with the front of them featuring a carved dragon, snake, or another fierce animal to intimidate their foes. They also had cargo vessels for trading, filled with items from their Scandinavian home, like furs, walrus ivory, and amber. All vessels moved either by the wind filling their sails or through the efforts of Vikings rowing. Other critical items aboard Viking ships were their weapons, which helped ensure success during wars and raids. Even though their bows and arrows, lances, spears, swords, and axes may have been primitive, they enabled them to be fierce fighters. They also adopted various protection devices like shields, helmets, and chainmail. And as a Viking, what you carried depended on your economic status. Axes and lances went to the less wealthy warriors, while sword carriers experienced lives of affluence. Few Viking helmets and chainmail survive today, so experts believe less of these were available and were possibly reserved for the more moneyed Vikings. No matter why the Vikings traveled, whether it was warfare, exploration, trade, or plundering, they didn't use maps. They relied on natural means to find their destinations. They watched animals like birds and whales to help decide their direction, since these creatures were often only found in certain areas. The Vikings also used the sun, the moon, and landmarks to determine their path was correct. Dr. Anton Englar, who researches seafaring in the Viking Age at the Viking Ship Museum in Roskilde, Denmark, told Science Nordic, back then there were, of course, no compasses, echo sounders, satellite navigation, or radio communication. But the Vikings also had access to a special sun compass, which was really a circle with a pin in the center that they used to find locations based on the sun's position. This method proved less than perfect, as Davy Cooper explained to the BBC. They tended to get blown places accidentally, but they knew what direction to sail going back. That meant they could find the place again, and they could tell someone else how to find it. The exact design of this compass is unknown, but it is thought that it was used in conjunction with other objects such as a wooden slat. Allegedly, the mariners could use a combination of items to navigate the less than ideal conditions. A luminous mineral was also possibly combined with this simple sun compass. Davy Cooper explains to the BBC, they used a crystal that when turned in a certain direction it goes dark, and when it goes in another direction it goes light. So when turned to a light source, they discovered that it even worked in fog if they knew where the sun was, meaning they could figure out what direction they were traveling in. Some researchers believe one such sun compass, called the Unoctant disk, was discovered in Greenland. They believe a pair of crystals, also known as sunstones, could have created patterns that guided the Vikings up to 50 minutes past sunset. While Viking stories talk about such special crystals, no archaeological dig has ever discovered one. Although History on the Net does point out that such an item was found in a shipwreck by the Channel Islands. The item was pegged as an Icelandic spar, but maybe it's the fabled sunstone? Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.